Hey everybody, it's Matt and Jackson here, the beloved co-hosts of YouTube's favorite, Flick Fanatics. Scratch that, we're not the favorite. We're like one of the least favorites. But hey, we were fortunate enough to see the brand spanking new Adult Beginners starring Nick Kroll and Rose Byrne. Nick Kroll's character is an entrepreneur, loses a shitload of money. People hate him. He moves back in with his sister and becomes the nanny to her 3-year-old son.
Teddy.
Going into it, I've seen the trailer a couple times. I was super excited because it looked like a different kind of thing for Nick Kroll. Normally, you know, he's playing the goofy, ridiculous, over-the-top characters that everybody has really grown to love and accept from him. And I feel like this was like the perfect little push he needed.
But this was really showed his range, I think, is what I would say.
Oh, absolutely.
It showed that he can be a very like human, funny character, but also this movie's full of heart and honesty.
He can bring it all back down to earth.
Yeah.
He goes from The League on FX, very, very critically renowned show, surprisingly. But he goes from that to The Kroll Show, his own show on Comedy Central, and already there you see that huge difference. In The League, he's a grounded guy. Then he goes to The Kroll Show, where he's just this plays all these outlandish characters. This was kind of, I feel like, a combination.
He's the cool uncle, you know? The coolest part, following the screening we went to, was there was a Q&A with Nick Kroll, which, if you stick to the end of this video, we have just a couple small little bits of that you can see. I felt like this movie really demonstrated a good journey that the character goes on. You know, when you watch a story, you want to see a character change over time. And he's the perfect example in this movie. The guy he's playing, it opens up with this great sketch, you know,
it was like his Kickstarter ad,
and it was so funny, and it was the best way to start the movie. And then they instantly take you into like that good drama comedy format of film,
like that,
and it works really well. I would recommend this movie to just about anyone.
I'd say so.
It has a lot of great humor and a very simple premise. And I thought the simple premise worked in its favor.
Yeah, because it didn't need to be over the top. It didn't need to be complex even. It was, you know, it was a character piece. Like he even said in the Q&A. Out of 10, I'd probably give it an 8 or a little bit higher. 8.25, 8.5. I mean, it was really, really well done. Cinematography was great. The soundtrack and the score, all any little song that came in was perfect.
It was like a match, you know. It matched what was going on the screen, and it just felt right. Nothing really felt rushed in this movie. There's some incidents that happened near the end where I felt like it kind of could have been handled a little better in the last half hour of the movie. But I'm gonna give this movie, let's say, an 8.7 out of 10. I think it's right up there. It's real close to being that A quality, but it's a great comedy. And I really, really suggest people go out and see this movie, support this movie, because, you know, these are the types of movies where you got a guy like Nick Kroll acting in it. He's also producing it. He's the one really putting this thing together.
Yeah, he really was.
And these are the movies that you usually don't see. They don't get recognition.
Exactly.
They kind of go right under this, you know, right under that radar for a lot of people. But this is one of those movies that you should definitely try to seek out if you can. It's on iTunes, video on demand.
Yeah, exactly. And he plugged all of that, of course, in the Q&A. Big shout out before we go to the Music Box Theater in Chicago. They were fortunate enough to, I guess, book Nick Kroll for this Q&A. And the premiere of the movie that's coming out tomorrow.
Check it out. Let us know down below if you're going to be seeing this one. If you have seen it, what did you think? Do you like Nick Kroll? Do you like Rose Byrne? I mean, this whole cast was fantastic. I thought everyone fit their characters really well. And really urge you to go check this one out. I don't think you'll be sorry. Really,
Find it. If you have to drive 25 miles to go see it, I would drive 50.
We drove a ways to see this.
Yeah, it took us 2 hours to get into the city. Without a doubt, 100% worth it. Phenomenal piece. Thank you, Nick Kroll.
Yeah.
And the Duplass brothers.
Definitely.
Yeah, they really killed it.
Yeah, so thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Give it a like, comment, subscribe if you want more.
Check out what Flick Fanatics is looking at next week, right here.
From how my mic seems to be changing. There we go. There's the sweet bass. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Get the flash now. Okay, so microphone gods are not interested in my serious answer to the question. It's called Baby Voice. And he's all grown up except for his voice. Sometimes having a grown-up voice is the hardest thing about growing up. And so it just seemed like an interesting premise of like a younger brother who becomes the nanny, has to take care of one of his nieces or nephews. Just seemed like sort of an area to examine, and then that became the launch pad for, to me, what the movie really is, which is more of like a story about siblings, brother and sister, and in-laws and stuff like that.
I was at Sundance and South by Southwest this year, and between those two festivals, I saw, and I'm not exaggerating, 7 or 8 films produced by the Duplass brothers, including this one. And and you obviously have a day job with Mark as well, but what do they bring, or what does he bring to the equation in the production? What does he do for you that maybe another producer wouldn't?
Well, Mark is on a show called The League.